From a CEO who fully paid off his employee's mortgage so he and his wife won't have to take up double jobs.
He's given us $50,000 cash. You don't have to work 2 jobs anymore.
Tell him thanks.
I will tell him thanks.
To a CEO saving his employee's family from homelessness overnight.
What? No.
A check for $250,000.
Oh my God. No. No.
These were the most emotional Undercover Boss moments that brought countless fans to tears. Starting with GSI Commerce. The interaction between GSI Commerce's undercover CEO and his call center employee, Adam. For this episode, the second job that GSI Commerce founder Michael Rubin, CEO of the billion-dollar e-commerce giant, took place at the company's call center in Melbourne, Florida, which specifically handles the not-so-pleasant side of customer service.
So today I'm going to go work escalations, where customers who have issues with their orders call for additional help, and you call and you want to kill the person on the other side of the phone. That's these people that are working in escalations.
Yet, despite the high-stress environment there, he met Adam, who was immediately welcoming, kind, and accommodating to the undercover hire.
Hey, Gary.
I'm Adam. You ready for some escalations?
I am as ready as I'll ever be.
Sounds good.
Should I prepare myself to be screamed at, or?
Unfortunately, I do believe so. Just basically using a calm voice, and the main thing that we do here is apologize. And also the closing statement, asking if they were completely satisfied.
CEO Rubin, who now took on the alias Gary, was evidently struggling with his temporary role.
It's not my fault, it was y'all's fault.
Let me just,
But Adam was taking on these problems like a champ, being incredibly accommodating and patient despite the aggression from frustrated customers.
L3, this is Adam. How may I help you today? Thank you for holding, Mr. Warden. I do appreciate your patience. Hi, Greg. How you doing? This is Adam.
Yep.
The CEO was so impressed with his employees' de-escalation skills that he described Adam as someone who...
He could be a hostage negotiator.
However, there turned out to be a deeply personal reason as to why he remained perfectly composed, despite acting as the company's punching bag. As the two men sat down in the break room, Adam did not fail to express his appreciation for being part of the company.
How long have you been doing this for?
I started here December 4th last year. They've really shown me a lot of love since I stepped in this door.
That was a year ago?
Yep.
But then, after his smiles came the heartbreaking revelation of how he ended up employed by GSI in the first place.
I was actually working for another major cell phone company. It was actually the only job that I've ever been let go from, but that was only because I ended up losing my daughter. And the day that I lost my daughter, I was unable to go in and work that Black Friday. And just due to that, they said that my services were no longer needed.
Immediately, the story resonated with undercover Rubin, who had to hold back his tears listening to his employee open up about his devastating life story.
I hate to even ask you how you lost your daughter. I have a daughter myself.
Yeah, they have no idea. It was at birth, and her heart actually just stopped. They have no idea what caused it.
Fans who watched the episode had nothing but praise for Adam, with one writing, "The fact that man can still go into work with a smile on his face and still have a positive outlook on life is unbelievable." And as the CEO continued to listen to Adam's goal to honor his lost daughter,
Me and my fiance were planning to get married prior to her getting pregnant, but now since we have our daughter buried, we're really trying to save up enough money to get the 2 plots next to our daughter at the cemetery there, so.
I mean, I don't know what to say other than I'm really sorry. I mean, it's,
No, I appreciate it. I really do.
he himself admitted how he didn't remotely expect to get so emotional during his undercover visit.
To see what he went through broke my heart, and it really made me miss my family. I was definitely not prepared for anything like that.
During the reveal, Rubin commended Adam for his incredible work ethic, but more than anything else, he spent time acknowledging Adam's painful past.
Listening to your story personally broke my heart. I was prepared for a lot of things when I went through this. I would be full of it if I said that I was remotely prepared for what you told me.
And knowing that Adam and his fiancée were desperately trying to save up for both their daughter's cemetery plots and their own marriage, the CEO wanted to step in and help.
You know, one of the things that you talked about was saving money to get married. I know it's something you've been waiting to do. So I'd like to put $10,000 towards your wedding.
And Adam was as appreciative as anyone could be for the gift he received.
I cannot believe what you're willing to do for, for just me. So thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome.
It really goes to show you a positive attitude really will bring good things to your life, and karma really does exist.
Though, despite the uplifting ending, Adam's story left a lasting impact on viewers' hearts, with one viewer perfectly summarizing the heartbreaking reality of Adam's situation. "I can't imagine saving for a wedding and having to switch gears and save for plots near your daughter. What an amazing man." And speaking of employees who are always so positive despite their painful backstory, leads us to the time employee Gary, Fast Signs, revealed to his company's CEO that he hasn't always had a peaceful past. Under the disguise of a divorced rocker chick named Louise, Fast Sign CEO Catherine Monson went undercover on the front lines of her sign-making company, where she met Gary, the veteran installer.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, I didn't know it was supposed to be a woman.
Well, you know, women can work too.
Of course, but nobody even suggested a she, he, or anything.
Gary's bubbly personality stood out immediately, and even when the undercover CEO was beating herself up about her mistakes.
Oh, shoot. Oh, come on. Oh, look what I did. Okay, this is not good.
He never showed any sign of frustration.
Well, I mean...
This comes with experience and practice and also patience.
No one ever accused me of patience.
The CEO herself couldn't have described Gary any better.
My first impression of Gary was a bit scary. He looks like kind of a rough and tumble guy. But after just a little bit of time with him, it's real easy to see he is a teddy bear. I could easily have misjudged the book by its cover.
But as it turned out, Gary's life hasn't been all smiles and as easy as it made it look. During the break time, Gary revealed his grueling daily routine to get to work.
So where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles, South Central Los Angeles.
So it's how long is your drive? Like
2 hours and a half.
Holy crap.
Yeah, to get to work. You know what?
But the physical exhaustion of his job is nothing compared to the demons he had already conquered. He openly confessed to a turbulent past, explaining how he fell into the trap of illegal street drugs and gangs at the young age of 19, due to their rampant presence in the neighborhood he grew up in.
But I thought making money in drugs. I said, drugs is the way to go. So around 19 years old, being placed under arrest, I already had 2 strikes. 3rd strikes means 25 minimum, life without parole.
Though the minute he stepped into a court of law, he knew that something in him had to change.
I see my mother, so she's crying. You know, I look at my daughter, and she's only a few months old. And I said, I can't be a parent, I can't be a son, and then, wow, I ruined my life completely.
So right there and then, he begged for a miracle, which miraculously happened and changed his life, and those around him forever.
I said, God, you know what, if you do a miracle in my life and get me out of this place, and then I'm gonna live my life right. In the courtroom, the judge tells me to stand up, and he tells me, today's your lucky day. He said, we're dismissing your charges. I said, only a miracle can do this. First thing I do, I'm gonna go find myself a church to get into. So that's my goal, put me in a position where I can help somebody else find their way, find a direction.
And at this point, CEO Catherine was deeply moved by Gary, but unfortunately, the heartwarming turnaround in his life was followed by another, very imminent, crushing wave of hardship.
You lost your house today?
We got evicted today.
Oh. Wow.
But as he has always been throughout the episode, Gary remained incredibly positive about this hurdle in his life.
Good things come sometimes from bad things, so maybe it's time for me to make that change to move.
For the undercover CEO, this hit home on a personal level, as Gary's struggles started to remind her of her own brother.
He's very much like my brother. People that have overcome huge obstacles and are living their life with grace and love and working to help other people.
And the way she rewarded Gary during the reveal definitely reflected how deeply she was touched by her employee's resilience after giving her thoughts about her meeting with Gary.
Gary, the biggest gift for me was to see a man who made a lot of mistakes and now has turned his life around in the most amazing and beautiful way.
She delivered the good news of helping him fast-track his career within the company through a 1-week specialized training program.
I want to give you the best opportunity to just continue to grow in your Fast Signs career. So I am going to bring you out to Dallas, where our corporate office is, for a week, and put together a customized training program for you, teaching you all the tricks of the trade, all expenses paid, as well as your salary during that week.
This gesture already made Gary incredibly thankful, but little did he know, the training wouldn't even compare to what else she had in store for him. Acknowledging how much of a role faith played in saving Gary, CEO Catherine Monson offered a $15,000 monetary donation for Gary's church, which Gary couldn't help but break down in tears over.
I know how much your church has helped you and the importance that that church has in your life. So I would like to give you something for you to give your church. $15,000.
the church was about to close down because he couldn't pay their dues.
Gary was already overwhelmingly thankful at this point, almost shaking his head in disbelief. But then, the CEO presented a personal gift that just made Gary's emotions completely overflow. Taking into account that Gary commutes 2.5 hours each day to get to work in his unreliable car, Catherine decided to buy Gary a brand new car.
And I know how difficult it can be when you don't have a dependable car. So I would like to give you a new car.
We're trying to save up, but we can't.
And awaiting him at the end was one of the best Undercover Boss payoffs ever.
So I'm gonna give you $50,000.
I'm not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be somebody else. All of them can answer one day. This doesn't happen to people like me.
You're gonna be an inspiration that brings lots of other people. I would love a hug, Gary.
It doesn't feel like it's real. It almost feels like a dream. It's still in shock.
People who saw the episode had no words but praise for Gary's character. Writing, Gary was my favorite. To teach others hard work and perseverance can really change your life, as well as for the CEO, who one fan described as such. What a beautiful human being with bottomless empathy that made everyone feel seen and heard without judgment. She chose not to become embittered or defined by her past, rather to bless others. Earth Angel. Similar to how Gary did not let his troubled past define who he is today, Tony, who worked at Johnny Rockets, was so upbeat that his CEO did not expect that he had once spent time in jail after taking vigilante justice into his own hands. Going undercover as trainee Tom, one of the hardest tests for CEO John Fuller of the company was to be a hands-on food runner in a fast-paced diner. There, he faced a grueling lunch rush, though with the help of Tony, his incredibly patient, swift, and energetic server, the CEO managed to survive the relentless pace. But once again, Tony was living proof of why you should not judge a book by its cover. As the two men took a much-needed break after the rush hour, the undercover boss steered into a personal conversation to get to know his employee better. But what would otherwise be a simple icebreaker question ripped open the deepest scar in Tony's life.
You have kids?
Yeah, I do. I have kids. I actually lost one. My daughter was murdered. When I found out who it was, I took the law in my own hands. I went out and I assaulted him.
This was perhaps one of just those rare occasions where people commended an act of assault, with one undercover boss fan commenting something along the lines of, "Give this man a medal for standing up for his daughter," and statements like, "I assaulted a man for killing my daughter" is probably something that gives you a lot of protection and respect in prison. But true to the type of man he shows himself to be, Tony was ultimately thankful that the man survived, expressing deep relief that he didn't cross the line into murder.
I really hurt the guy pretty bad. He's still alive. He's not dead, thank God. So I ended up serving 3 years for it.
After serving his time in prison, Tony had to start his life completely from scratch again, enduring homelessness for quite a while.
I lived under the boardwalk then for 3 months. I kept a couple blankets under there. So I turned my chair and I take my blankets in my backpack and go under there and sleep, go in one of the casinos in the bathroom and wash up. Wow.
And then, he shared how Johnny Rockets essentially became his lifeline, saving him from homelessness and getting him back on track. After seeing the restaurant on a daily basis, one day he gathered the courage to approach the owner.
The owner was sitting out there, so I just asked him and I told him the truth about my, about my background. And the guy gave me a job down here, man, and I owe him so much for taking me off the street. I don't know.
For Tony, it was clear that his job here meant much more than just a simple paycheck.
Ever since I started working here, it's like my life is just starting to make a change, man, and it's incredible.
But of course, not all wounds can heal with time, leaving him with obvious feelings of regret and self-blame over what happened to his daughter.
I wish I knew the words to say back, because I'm dying inside, and I'd
really rather nobody say anything to me, but take what I have to say and go home and make sure that your kids are safe, that's all.
Right.
I just think if I was a stronger father, she'd still be here.
You can't do that to yourself.
During the reveal, the CEO first commended Tony for his phenomenal dedication as an employee.
You were inspiring, and I really did learn a lot from you, and we talked about kids. It hurts me so much to hear.
But then, as someone who connected with him on a personal level, the CEO offered a beautiful way to cherish all of his time with his other family members.
What I want to do for you is send you on an all-expenses-paid trip to an amusement park of your choice, so you can spend some quality time with your kids.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. They're going to appreciate it.
And to honor his late daughter, the company made a generous $5,000 donation to a charity that provides support for missing children.
There is a charity, it's called the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Johnny Rockets is going to make a $5,000 donation in Nikki's name.
That's great, man.
And so we're going to do that in Nikki's honor.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
As his last pillar of support, The CEO provided a way to further ensure Tony never faces homelessness again with some financial assistance.
One of the things I want to do to help you get back on your feet is to give you $5,000 and for you to be able to make sure you have a roof over your head for a long, long time. You deserve it.
Thank you so much. I didn't even know anybody really paid attention to me like that.
While Tony was forced to rebuild his life from scratch after a tragic loss, Randy shared with Diamond Resorts Undercover CEO how he and his wife got betrayed out of their full retirement fund. For the first episode of the 3rd season, the CEO of Diamond Resorts went undercover as Jack Fisher to see firsthand how this newly acquired resort in Arizona is faring. For his first frontline job as a hotel engineer, he was patiently trained by maintenance worker Randy, who despite almost putting the CEO's life in danger.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah, I'm Randy.
Hey, Jack.
How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
It's hot, man.
Oh, my God, I'm dying.
Huh. You don't see any flames, do you?
No flame.
Good.
Hot, though.
Here we go. Watch out. We're okay. I got it. No, I got it.
It would not have been good to have the roof catch fire with the chairman and CEO of Diamond Resorts on it.
He was actually far from complacent at his job, ensuring that his maintenance was always up to the company's standards.
Okay, we're going to replace these light fixtures.
Replace them?
Diamond has a standard that we want to get up to in this resort because we were just taken over by Diamond. So we want to bring our fixtures up to Diamond standards. So that's why we're doing it.
But despite remaining completely unfazed by the grueling manual labor that made the CEO internally whine,
This is not something I'd like to do on a day-to-day basis. Just feeling my abs to see if they're getting harder and stronger.
Randy's day-to-day life was actually more heartbreaking than what the CEO expected. As the undercover boss got to know his employee more, Randy shared how he sold a successful business years back.
So where are you from?
Oh, I've lived down here for about 4 years. Moved down from Flagstaff.
Did you grow up there?
No, just been there for about 30 years though. I had a business in Flagstaff, RV repair business, and
What happened to that?
well, I sold it. It was very successful.
Yeah.
Young couple came in and were looking for a business to get into, and so we sold it.
Oh, that's great.
But what they thought would have been enough cash to secure his and his wife's retirement ended up draining their finances instead, as the buyers filed for bankruptcy, which in turn meant they were legally not obligated to pay back a single dime.
How much did they owe you?
About $240,000. And was planning on that for retirement.
This time, for the couple, a single job each didn't even cut it, so both Randy and his wife had to take on multiple jobs just to make ends meet.
So is your wife working too?
She is. She's
Where's
a school
she working?
teacher. She's a teacher, but she's working at Home Depot. She's took a second job there. And I got another job also. I work UPS unloading trucks in the mornings. It was just kind of devastating for us, so we just kind of decided to fail forward fast and move on.
The CEO didn't show it outwardly at the time, but deep inside, he knew he had to do everything in his power to help Randy out.
I've had business deals that have gone bad, so I have empathy for him. You know, we're collectively a team, and it's my responsibility to worry about all these team members.
Just tighten her up.
Okay. I think this property's in major transition. What Randy was fixing in the bathroom was not up to Diamond standards until he put the new sconce in place.
So while the reveal started off with a lighthearted tone,
I had so much fun with you. You almost killed me. We had a close call there.
Stephen Klubeck immediately made sure that Randy felt appreciated for his invaluable contribution to the company through words.
We have to take care of our guests. That's our number one.
I know, and you get it.
Without them, we have nothing.
Where are you living now?
Living in Cottonwood.
But most importantly, through a grand gesture that truly helped out his hardworking employee, because after the CEO knew how much mortgage the family had left.
You have a mortgage?
We do have a mortgage.
What's your mortgage?
About $150,000 probably.
$150,000?
Yeah.
He didn't even hesitate to offer to pay off the entire balance, and more, which Randy could barely believe.
You told me about that bad business deal you made, and you're hurting. So I'm going to pay off the mortgage. Oh. And I'm going to give you $50,000 in cash.
It's an unbelievable breath of fresh air. He's given us $50,000 cash. You don't have to work 2 jobs anymore. I will tell him thanks.
Fans who watched the episode celebrated Randy's story, with many highlighting the emotional weight of his journey, commenting, "When he's on the phone with his wife, you can really see just raw emotions. Stories like this make me feel good. Some CEOs just do the bare minimum, some go all out. Massive respect to this one." And another viewer sharing, The wife's reaction to the phone got me. The relief they feel as a unit has got to be unreal. Though just as the CEO of Diamond Resorts was completely blindsided by Randy's hidden struggles juggling 2 jobs, the boss of Great Wolf Lodge was equally heartbroken by the backstory of her employee Deanna, who did her best to make families enjoy themselves at work while having the traumatic past of losing her own child. Like most resorts, the Great Wolf Lodge serves as a central hub for families to spend precious time together. But when CEO Kim Schaefer went undercover to work at one of her resort's chaotic restaurant floors,
it's a big challenge. Oh my.
Okay. Sometimes you don't have nobody to hold this
I can't
door.
even see if I'm getting out the door okay.
she realized that family time was something that not just her customers, but one of her employees also really needed. Because when she met Deanna, the resort's food runner, who had remarkably high spirits and dedication to ensuring every family had an incredible restaurant experience,
You take the orders.
Okay.
Hi there. What would you like to order?
Pizza.
Pizza? You're getting pizza. What would you like, sir?
That room sandwich, please.
Okay. And that should be coming right up. Thank you.
it turned out that what fuels her positive attitude at work, despite constantly grinding through double shifts and facing the stressful uncertainty of tips, was her lowest point in life.
I lost my daughter about 11 years ago. And my philosophy is live every single day like it's your last. You know, there's reasonings why some things like that happen.
Yeah.
And good things come out of it. I go with life saying, you know what? I've been through the worst. Nothing's ever gonna bring me down.
It's true.
I'm strong. You know, I wouldn't have my little baby right now. I wouldn't be married right now. I probably wouldn't be here right now, you know? She's my angel, and with my baby that was born, I thought, you know, she was in him.
People who watched this episode couldn't help but sympathize with Deanna, writing, "Imagine losing your child and going to work every day and watching families just have the best time together. That's a very strong woman." But no one was more deeply impacted by Deanna's story than the CEO herself. Kim didn't react much outwardly as she listened to her story, but behind the scenes, she couldn't help but break down as the tragic story resonated with her, being a mom herself.
Listening to Deanna talk about family, it resonated with me, and it broke my heart.
My kids are my world, and it was just hard hearing her story. It was really hard to hear that. I couldn't imagine that.
And it shook her so much that she couldn't wait to talk to her own daughter after her shift as an undercover boss.
It's when you hear stories like that that you realize you have to be very grateful and thankful for everything you have every day. I want to call Sammy. I need to talk to my daughter. I met a server at our restaurant named Deanna, and it definitely made me miss you and miss Max, so I just wanted to give you guys a call. It's hard. I mean, it definitely, when you're in this situation, you miss your kids, and I need to make sure that, you know, I tell my kids every day that I love them.
Now, Kim knew that as the CEO, she had the power to truly change Deanna's life and help her not just in her career, but in her new path to motherhood as she welcomed a new baby. During the emotional reveal, Kim offered Deanna a highly secure pathway to long-term employment.
I'd like to create a position for you that is a food and beverage training supervisor. It's really about making sure that all of our employees take the care that you do. So this promotion would mean a higher wage.
Okay, that would work.
Followed by another life-changing gift, which would have meant absolutely everything to a mother who had suffered the devastating loss of a child before.
As a working mom, I know how difficult it is to be away from your family. You talked about your angel. You use her as an inspiration for how you live your life every day. So I thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
But it also made me take a look at you. So for the next 6 months, I'm gonna actually pay you to stay home.
Oh.
Okay? You've got a new marriage, and you've got a beautiful baby at home. You should see him grow up.
I'm so happy somebody recognized that I have worked so hard to support my family. I'm so happy that I work for Great Wolf Lodge.
Fans of the show commended Kim's assistance to her struggling employee, commenting, "I really like this boss. Sometimes it's obvious that they are faking the emotion just to make it look good. This lady was genuinely moved. She was unable to keep back the tears. Bless her genuine concern and desire to help this much deserving waitress." Now, while Great Wolf Lodge's CEO provided a brighter financial future for Deanna's new baby, the CEO at Yesco found a unique way to honor an employee's child who had already passed, proving that money isn't the only way company leaders can help out their employees in the show. When Jeff Young went undercover for his multi-million-dollar sign manufacturing empire, he was trained by Eric, a dedicated paint foreman who has been fiercely loyal to the company for 25 years. Now, Eric definitely came off visually intimidating at first glance.
My name's Alex. Nice to meet you.
work today?
Nice to meet you. Let's get to work.
But he turned out to be a wonderful teacher. He knew how to crack jokes.
I'm in your hands.
Okay, my first impression of Alex, I'm flashing back to Willy Wonka. You know, he looks like an Oompa Loompa with the purple hair in the Willy Wonka show.
Was still patient with the undercover CEO despite his potentially costly mistakes.
Uh-oh. Oh, and you ripped the paper.
Sorry, Eric.
I'm wondering who's controlling who, if the Sanders controlling him or he's controlling the Sanders. Took a new piece on?
Though, it turned out his patience and resilient character had to be built up by deep trauma, as the undercover CEO asked for his advice on how he could potentially start his business.
So, assuming I start my company, what advice you'd give for me in starting my own business?
Eric explained that mental strength was the key to success.
Do you have the mental strengthness to persevere? Because you're going to have a lot of hurdles. There's always going to be that setback.
A profound truth, which led to him sharing where he personally found his strength in life.
I actually had an older son than my son now. At 6 years old, he was involved in a ATV accident, and he died.
This is Josh's older brother?
Yes. Josh was 4,
So
he was 6.
You have 3 children. You've
Yeah.
lost one.
Yes. But it made me a very strong person on the inside because I couldn't feel sorry for myself. I had to be strong for my family.
I see.
And I kind of use that going forward in life now. My family, we have a way of honoring him.
It then proved that healing doesn't have to necessarily mean forgetting, sharing how his family still continues to honor his late son throughout their everyday life.
His birthday is 1/18. So everything we do is 1/18. Just like my son raced motocross, his number plate's 1/18. So every aspect of our lives, we try to involve that number. And that helps me get through all the hurdles and the bad part. Because if I can go through that tragedy, I can go through anything.
And for him, his late son's loss became his driving motivation for showing up to work each day.
Sun's coming up tomorrow, bills still have to be paid,
Wow.
no matter what.
As Eric shared his story, both men managed to maintain their composure despite the heavy emotional weight. But on his way home, the undercover CEO couldn't help but shed tears due to Eric and the other employees' life stories, and Eric himself could no longer hold back his tears during the reveal. Because although he was all smiles and amazed to have met and got complimented personally by the true version of Jeff Young,
Working undercover with you has given me new eyes, and because of this experience, I want to put your ideas in place.
Awesome, awesome. I feel privileged.
the moment the CEO mentioned his son, he started to feel emotional.
No parent should ever have to watch a child die. And my heart goes out to you.
It was tough. He's a very gentle soul.
Eric recalled the very first moment he met his newborn son.
I still remember this day, being in the room. He was being born with my father-in-law. And the doctor says, it's a boy, and both fist pump at the same time. Yes!
January 18th, right?
Yes.
And when Jeff Young revealed that soon, the entire company would also honor the first day his son entered the world, Eric completely broke down.
On January 18th of every year, we will put your son on 26 digital billboards throughout the Western U.S.
Thank you. Thank you. To you and your family, thank you. It means a lot.
Though on top of honoring his late son, the company also gave Eric $40,000 to help support his other children, further overwhelming his heart and making the future brighter for him and his family.
For the father you've been to your children, you have invested a ton of time and effort in your kids. I'm going to give you $40,000 to pay for her education.
She's going to lose it.
In the name of your son, Riley.
That's a life changer for my whole family.
As Jeff promised, Yasko continues to honor Eric's son on January 18th of every single year. Just like Yasko's Jeff Young managed to permanently change Eric's family's life for the better. During the FedEx Express episode of the show's Canadian branch, the CEO was the one who unexpectedly received a life-changing gift and a new perspective on life. Lisa Lisson, in her undercover persona, Suzanne, was trained by Mark to be a courier.
My name is Mark. I'm a courier at FedEx, and I've been with FedEx for 23 years.
I'm a little nervous.
Right off the bat, Mark was incredibly upbeat and appreciative of working at FedEx.
Do you like doing this?
Love it. Love it.
Why?
It's a lot of fun. Once you get out on the road, you're your own boss for the day.
And he was effortlessly just breezing through responsibilities that Lisa was personally struggling with.
This is honestly so much more difficult than I ever thought. I'm fumbling with the power pad, with My goodness, I can't find the R. I can't get the scanner to work. It sounds pretty simple, right? But it's not. I'm learning that.
But Mark's impressive, fast-thinking efficiency was not the only inspiring trait about him. As he and Undercover President Lisa drove to deliver packages, Mark shared the dark battles that he had been fighting for years.
3 days ago was my 23rd anniversary of FedEx. I came back working to FedEx just last year because I've been off work for a couple of years. I went through cancer. I've beaten cancer over and over and over. So I'm not down and I'm still up and I still enjoy my job and I still enjoy life. So part of my...
Now, there were undoubtedly physical signs of a struggle with his illness.
Going through the time with cancer also caused part of my loss of my teeth.
But Lisa herself couldn't have worded it better. Just based on how Mark carried himself, one wouldn't have guessed what he went through.
And meeting you this morning, I would have never have known. You just seem so happy. And
Mark attributes the joyful person he is today to his family and his new foster baby.
My family's there for me. We have 4 children, 3 girls and a boy. And my wife and I just became foster parents.
You did?
Yes, we have a newborn. We got her 2 days after she was born. We've had her for 3 months now.
Fans of the show couldn't help but commend the couple as foster parents, with one writing, "Terminally ill and he and his wife are foster parents? Amazing. God bless him and his family." But unfortunately, this kind-hearted soul was still not completely free from his terminal diagnosis.
I still have 6 tumors in my spine, and I have one on my right hip.
Can they treat them?
Not at this point, no.
By this point, the undercover boss could no longer hold back her tears, completely breaking down as she sat beside him.
Why should I let it weigh me down and tear me apart continually?
What an amazing story. I'm sorry. You know, breakdown is just, I just can relate to him on so many levels.
But she got even more emotional when, after her shift, Mark decided to give her a gift and a lesson of a lifetime.
Would like you to take care of this Wilson ball for me. This is Wilson. Wilson is from Castaway. You'll learn the story how Wilson came about.
Oh my gosh, why? This is your, is this your?
That's a genuine Wilson ball.
Thank you so much.
And I've learned how important it is now to give back whenever I can.
This man is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever met anybody like him in my life. What he's had to go through and endure.
And during the reveal, the CEO once again tearfully expressed how much she appreciated Mark's gift and story.
I'm not a big crier, but I cried in your truck, and I couldn't stop when you, after, you know, spending the day with me, and you're a great trainer, by the way.
Oh. Wilson's there.
I've been with the company for 20 years, and this is the nicest gift anyone's ever given me. And I'm gonna keep it right here. And I walk in this door every morning, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna think of you, and I'm gonna smile.
So in her own way, the CEO wanted to give back, first by offering to completely cover the cost of his lost teeth.
When you were explaining to me just with the, you know, your cancer treatments and just how it's affected your teeth, and I know that there is a portion that the employee has to pay for. When you're ready, we're gonna pay for your employee portion of that, so it won't cost you a penny.
Thank you very much.
And next, to give Mark memories with his family to cherish. During their training, Mark shared how much he dreamed of taking his wife on a cruise.
Do you get months vacation?
I do. My wife keeps bugging me for a holiday, for a cruise.
And the CEO stepped in to make that dream experience a reality.
Out of all the things, you know, that you could said, you said, I'd like to take my wife on a cruise. So you know what, Mark? I'm gonna send you and your beautiful family on a cruise. It's just my way of thanking you for being an incredible human being and for sharing your life with a complete stranger. I do have one last request. I want a hug.
I never realized that I would have that much of an impact on somebody.
I am so glad that I did this. I think it's important for presidents of companies to get to know.
Now, there were definitely some people who criticized the CEO's gift as lacking, with one writing, "That's what I dislike about this show. Albeit his boss has given him a nice gift of teeth repair and a cruise, the man is dying. Step up and give him what he needs when he's gone. Maybe he needs his mortgage paid or his kid's college tuition managed or help with raising his foster child. But most fans came to defend the moment, with one saying, "Man is terminally ill." She gave him the chance to be with the ones he loves in a trip that will be a great memory for those he will be leaving behind. The value of that to his family is priceless. Wake up. And another fan stating how, "Often terminally ill people want to work. It's the only thing they can control." Can you imagine being a person who has worked all through life, then to end up with nothing to do? It will or did keep him involved and busy, and showing just how much families can fuel hardworking parents, regardless of circumstances. Also brings us to Mercedes, who did everything at Hirsch and Family Entertainment with gratitude, as she was considering her workplace as a literal lifesaver. To get an unfiltered look at his company during a tough economic recession, CEO Joel Manby toured one of its 22 theme parks and aquariums, going undercover as a recruit named John. For his 5th job, he met Mercedes, an employee who managed to remain upbeat and strict at cleaning at the same time.
What happens if guests come up while I'm on it? Just keep
You
working?
can step aside, yeah.
Do I go up really high?
Speedy.
All right.
Come on. I think you missed a spot.
You know, it's really hard to get all the spots because there's so many.
You gotta take pride in what you do. Put some more muscle into it. Have you ever done cleaning like this? Ever?
Mercedes definitely took pride in what she was doing.
As soon as you're cleaning it, somebody comes along and touches it.
No excuses. No excuses. You can get this.
And it wasn't just whenever she was cleaning, as this wasn't even her only role in the company.
You do this, and you
I
work
do
the touch
accounting.
pool.
Yep, I work in accounting and finance department. I also do events, hosting, also the Touch Shark Tank where you saw me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're busy.
I do pretty much a little bit of everything here.
People online commended her work ethics, with one person quoting her encouraging lines to the Undercover CEO, and then describing that Mercedes is beautiful, not only for the looks, but her attitude. But it turns out, there was a heartbreaking reason why Mercedes was so willing to give her everything she had whenever she was clocked in at the aquarium. As the undercover and curious CEO prompted a conversation that allowed her to open up about her life story, she shared the painful details of her homeless past.
2 years ago, before I got this job, right before I got it, me and my son were homeless. And my son was about 1 year old. We were staying in his school. It was a private daycare, and we were sleeping on the floor. And it wasn't because of my resume or work ethic.
However, she knew that she had to stay strong for her child, who became her main source of strength.
The only thing that kept me going was my son running up to me and smiling. Like, he never knew we were homeless or we were going through hard times. Kids don't know that stuff. They just are kids. You know, they're innocent.
After much hardship, Hirsch and Family Entertainment finally gave her an opportunity to prove herself, which is exactly what she chose to give her all in every role and opportunity the workplace had to offer.
And I finally got the job here. This place was like a lifesaver for me, so I've just been saying yes to everything and accepting every opportunity this place has to offer. Whether it's cleaning, whether it's filing, whether it's greeting a guest or hosting a party, I think the more you know, the better.
Unbeknownst to her, she was unintentionally giving her CEO lessons of a lifetime.
The attitude to just do it all on your own like she did, it's just so amazing to me. And you just think, why? You know, why does it have to be like this? You know, you want to help, but you can't. It's just, man, what an amazing person.
And lucky for her, her passion and unwavering positive attitude at work were generously rewarded during the reveal.
There's a couple things I want to do. First thing we want to do is give you an immediate raise.
Oh, God.
In honor of you making that huge move from being homeless into a new apartment, we're going to come in with you to your apartment and we're going to inventory with you everything that you need. And you just tell us what you need and then we're going to take care of that. Who knows, maybe we can see you get into your own home.
Wow, that would be great. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Like, this is amazing.
After watching the episode, one fan had to write, "She's a reflection of many of us who have also gone through what she has, raising children as single parents, homelessness and constant struggle, but rarely do we get the praise and appreciation, and too often, not even from our grown children. I'm happy for her and proud of all of us women who did the best they could raising their children on their own and made it through. Blessings to all of us." Though, further proving just how much mothers are willing to sacrifice and endure for their children, brings us to the story of Jessica, who, despite visibly thriving in a traditionally male-dominated job, was struggling to keep her children safe and secure. For this episode, Nick Friedman, the co-founder of College Hunks Hauling Junk, disguised himself as Ryan to see whether the business was ready for expansion. For his undercover shift, he met Jessica, a supervisor of a junk team in St. Louis, who didn't just prove that being a hunk in the company was not exclusively reserved for males.
I think a lot of people just assume that hunks has to be male, and it's not about being male or female. We redefined what hunk stands for. It's honest, uniform, nice, and knowledgeable, and Jessica is definitely the definition of a hunk.
It also had the initiative to recycle some of the junk they would haul, even though it was not part of the franchise model.
So like all this stuff, as you can see, there's a lot of good furniture, a lot of usable items. You know, I sort through this mostly because different organizations only take certain items.
So this isn't part of like the franchise model?
No.
Per se?
So none of the other college hunks do what we're doing here as far as sorting the items out. A lot of them actually go to the big dump every day and they just dump it all.
But as the CEO was invited to join Jessica's dinner with her family, they came to realize that outside work, Jessica's family faced incredibly tough living conditions. Although on the surface, her family appeared as happy as any other loving household, it turned out that the family of 4 was living in an incredibly dangerous neighborhood.
You guys live near here?
We actually live in a rougher part. There was a shooting out there today at our house.
A shooting today?
Yes. A gentleman decided to let out an automatic rifle out the back of his door.
An automatic rifle?
It was actually right outside our back door, right outside the gate where they play.
Oh my God.
Happens all the time.
But the more terrifying reality was that gun violence was so frequent, the family had simply learned how to adapt to stray bullets flying around their house, the daily risk of burglary.
We have a 2x4 that keeps our back door locked, and the front door is actually a steel cage bolted to the frame.
Oh my God.
To make matters even more of a struggle for the family, Levi, Jessica's son, had medical needs that unfortunately the family had not yet found a way to meet.
They believe he has a form of autism. There's a whole world of help that I could get if he was legally diagnosed.
And what's been the challenge to getting that diagnosis?
It causes for a specialist to see him. Specialists aren't covered by regular insurance. So now we're just kind of going with the motions with him until we figure out what we can do.
As the co-founder listened to Jessica's life story, he didn't really react much. But during his interview, it was clear that as a parent himself, Jessica's hardships left a more profound impact than his facial expression showed.
To hear Jessica talk about her living situation made me speechless. It was like a punch to my gut. I look at her daughter and see my daughter, and where her kids are growing up is not the type of environment any child should have to grow up in. To fear for even just walking outside, I just can't even imagine it. Jessica's son needs some medical support. You know, there's help out there for kids, and the sooner that those kids can get attention and counseling, the better. The problems I thought I had in life are minuscule in comparison to what Jessica's dealing with. This was really eye-opening for me to hear her story.
And he knew that he was in a position to make a serious change in his employee's life. During the reveal, the 2 co-founders of the company first commended Jessica's initiative in donating some of the junk she managed to salvage, before Nick Friedman addressed his commitment to help Jessica's son with his specialized needs.
You know, you need to try to get him the help and support that he needs, and you haven't been able to get the diagnoses for his special needs.
Mm-hmm. We found a top specialist in St. Louis that's going to help with the diagnoses.
It's going to cost, I think, about $5,000. We're going to cover that, so it'll be above and beyond the diagnoses, so you have the ongoing support.
Jessica was already so appreciative of his generous help.
World-changing for us. Thank you.
But the founders knew there was another fundamental crisis threatening her family. So after tackling Jessica's living conditions,
when we had dinner together, you had talked about having to board up the house to keep your kids safe.
Especially because the day of the filming, there was a shooting.
The most important thing we want is to be able to keep our kids safe. And it really hit me hard how you've struggled to make that happen.
Nick provided massive monetary help to relocate his employee's family to a much safer neighborhood.
We want to give you $50,000.
Oh my God.
To help you get a proper living space that's safe for your kids.
That'd definitely make a big difference. Thank you. Most definitely life-changing for my family, and it's definitely not going to be as rough as it has been for us.
And just as life-changing as the Hunks founder's help to Jessica was, Modell's Sporting Goods CEO also completely changed the life of Angel, an employee who turned out to be living in a homeless shelter. When Michelle Modell went undercover as Joey to see how things ran on the floor of his sporting goods business firsthand, one of his tasks was working as a sales associate, which was how he met Angel, and an actual sales associate who was immediately so accommodating to him.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Angel.
I said I'm working with you today.
Yes, you are working with me today. How's it sound?
Let's do it.
All right, great.
True to her name, Angel handled everything with genuine kindness and patience.
It's customer service, because that's the basis of everything that we do here, okay?
And the CEO even had glowing things to say.
The understanding how important customer service is, and it's great to see a CEO of things that I totally believe in is being filtered down at store level.
Now, Mitchell's undercover backstory was that of someone who recently closed his pizza shop, and as Angel got to know more about her new trainee.
So you told me that you had a pizza business. Why did you close your pizza shop?
I had it for about 12 years, and there's too much competition on the street. I closed it up about 6 months ago.
Mitchell made up a sad business backstory, and being the kind soul she is, Angel immediately sympathized with her new trainee and offered words of encouragement.
Sometimes you may have ups and sometimes you may have downs, but as long as you drive yourself, you're going to be fine.
What Angel revealed next about herself was something Mitchell truly did not expect.
I love this job. This is very good, but it hasn't always been this way.
What happened to you?
Because she began sharing how her life took a sudden dive from a managerial position to being homeless.
When I turned 25, I ended up being pregnant. And I was a manager at a restaurant. And then I got too far along, I couldn't work there anymore. And ever since then, it's just like times have been really, really rough.
But unfortunately for Angel, being homeless was not just a backstory she had managed to recover from. She was still living in a homeless shelter.
We live in a shelter now. It doesn't
You
even...
live in a shelter? What kind of shelter?
It's a homeless shelter. Been there for about like 2 years now. I have 3 children, you know, that are in school and stuff like that. A 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 20-month-old. Yes.
Yet despite her struggles, she managed to see the goodness in things other people would only see darkness in.
We've slept at bus stops. We've been down to where as though we didn't have any money to eat. But I'm gonna tell you something, things get better. As long as you have that drive in there, as long as you push and you push, things are gonna get better.
And what Angel didn't know is that what she thought was just another everyday conversation was about to change her life forever. Hearing his employee's story deeply emotionally resonated with Mitchell and triggered a sense of responsibility as a CEO.
I have never experienced a moment like this, knowing what she's going to be going home to. I'm the one who decides how much our associates are paid. And to think that one of our associates is homeless makes me sick.
And during the reveal, later, he did not hold back from showing how much Angel had moved him. Not only did the boss tearfully promote Angel on the spot,
You're the kind of leaders that we want in our company. And that's why I'm promoting you to assistant manager.
What? Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I can't believe this.
We're giving you a $14,000 raise.
What?
You deserve it.
but he took it upon himself to ensure that Angel's family would no longer have to live in a homeless shelter, but rather have a place to finally call home.
Since I left you, it kills me to see that you're still there. So I have a check for you. Because I want you to move out of there immediately, like tonight.
What? No, you cannot be serious.
A check for $250,000.
Oh my God. No, no. Oh my goodness, no.
And taxes are taken out, so it's $250,000.
What? Oh my God.
And I don't want you to live in that homeless shelter ever again.
They can run out back, play in their backyard. They can be kids.
Fans of the show who watched this episode saw Mitchell Modell as one of the best CEOs to appear in Undercover Boss, with one describing his emotional moments as such. You could see genuine heartbreak in his eyes when the last lady said they live in a homeless shelter, and the pain when she said there were times her and her children didn't have enough money to eat. He couldn't hide the hurt he felt for her and her children. He even let a groan slip right as the words left her mouth. He was completely devastated when he heard that. You can tell he really has a good heart, even before the reveal. And another one writing, I've watched the show for years. This is by far the nicest and most empathetic human being I've seen in a long time. Money and profit margins are not his main priority, but the welfare of his employees. He may have cried a little during the end. If you enjoyed this compilation, be sure to subscribe, as we'll be posting new videos every week.